You hit it? Okay.
Okay.
Did you hit start broadcast down at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully we've got people online, they can listen. And for those that are joining us online, tonight is going to be very specific to our trip. So if you want to stay tuned in, stay tuned in. If not, we understand. You can go mow the grass or do whatever you're going to do tonight. But this will be our last prayer and preparation for our upcoming trip. First thing I want to do tonight, met with Clint this week. Well, it's kind of funny. We were supposed to meet, and then he totally gaffed me off. I hope he's watching this. He went to the wrong coffee shop. And so we were both sitting at this coffee shop for a long time. And I'm like, man, Clint is never this late. I don't know what the deal is. And then all of a sudden he messaged me. He's like, hey, what coffee shop were you at? And we realized we just had our wires crossed. So we ended up doing our meeting by phone, called him, and we talked through some things. I think he answered most of the questions that people had, but we're going to go over some of that again tonight. I want to just quickly, I'm looking at the little packet of information that he sent us before. One thing he did say was, if you look at your little packet, you probably don't have it with you tonight, that's okay. It says in-country schedule. There is a change on our itinerary for the week. Of course, we're arriving Friday. We are going to get to our hotel pretty late. So when our flight gets in Friday night, it arrives at 8:57 p.m., which is my bedtime, by the way. So it gets in about 9. By the time we get through baggage, customs, all that, when we come out of that airport, there's going to be a guy there waiting for us with a big bus. We're all going to get loaded on the bus. It is about an hour-and-a-half drive to Salcedo, where we're staying. So, we're going to roll in there probably 11 o'clock, maybe close to midnight. Everybody's going to get their rooms. We'll get checked in. We're going to let everybody get some good sleep. And then Saturday morning, it says 8:30 breakfast. That'll be at the hotel. They're going to do an orientation about 9:30 or so. That orientation, they're going to show us how to use that filtration system. He sent me the video to that, and I thought about watching it tonight. Honestly, I've watched the video. You only need it once, okay? I'll just say it's not a detailed. We're not building an airplane or anything. It's here's a bucket, here's a filter, we're going to stick it in. We're going to get all that in our orientation. So that'll happen Saturday morning. We're going to do that all the way up until lunchtime. There's going to be an outreach in the community that afternoon, and then dinner. We will debrief every night after dinner. We'll just come together and kind of say, hey, tell us how the day went, experiences you had talking to people, experiences they had. Sundays where things are going to be a little different. It says get up at 8, eat breakfast. Church service, we're still going to do that. Shanna had a great question. How many church clothes do we need to bring? One church service is all we're going to have the whole week we're there. And that is that Sunday morning at 9:30. He did want me to stress once again, they're in that culture. They take their church services. They're not quite as casual as we are. They do expect the men, basically no shorts if you can help it, no shorts at all, especially on the guys. So if you can wear jeans and a collared shirt of some kind, that is really acceptable. If you want to wear dress pants, you can. Ladies, please, no shorts for church. Try to have some type of dress pants or a dress is what they recommend. Please, if you can. That will be the only time you'll need those clothes. Because after church, we're going to have lunch. This is where there's a change. It says outreach in the community. Ecuador is actually competing in the World Soccer Cup. And it happens Sunday night. And he said there will not be a soul at church Sunday night. He said, forget it. No one's going to come to our outreach knowing that they can go somewhere and watch the Ecuador people play soccer. So we very, very well may be at the hotel that night watching soccer. He said just kind of plan on that. It could happen that way, or you may just get a little extra time to do whatever you want to do. But that outreach Sunday night probably not going to happen Sunday afternoon. We'll do dinner at 6:30. Debrief, whatever we debrief that day, I don't know. Everything else on your itinerary, I believe, is going to be about the same. The outreach we were going to do Sunday night was showing the Jesus film. They're moving that to Tuesday's outreach, so that's probably what we're going to do on Tuesday. He said you do not have to wear church clothes for that. Just wear the same clothes you were in that day. You don't have to dress up for it, even though it'll probably be at the church or close by one of the churches we're working with. You don't have to dress up for that. So just whatever your daily attire is, we'll be fine. One thing that I guess I missed in some of his other conversations, and he clarified it for me, because I did ask the question, hey, people have been wondering about bathroom facilities. You know, when we're up in the mountains, are we squatting in the woods? You know, is that how this is going to work? He said, absolutely not. Nobody's ever had to do that. He said, when we're at the hotel in the morning, of course, they're going to tell everybody, make sure you do what you got to do before we leave the hotel. We're going to drive up into the mountains. Could be about an hour away. We're going to drive up there. We're going to get off the bus. We're going to start working with the pastors in the community, doing some different stuff, inviting people in, whatever. He said, every single day we will break for lunch and we go to a nearby restaurant, which is pretty nice. He said this restaurant works with them. They know they bring big groups in. That will be your bathroom break noonday, so try to use that there. He said if something happens that you really need to use a restroom in between the hotel and the restaurant and back to the hotel, if something happens you really need to go, and I know this may not set well with some of you, but he said the people in those villages are very welcoming. They will let you come in and use their restroom. Just know it's not going to look like your restroom. He said, you know, they're a little more primitive. Some of them may not have water or power or any of that, so it just may look a little different, but they are perfectly okay. It's happened before. People's had to go in. That is why he said on your packing list, make sure you pack some of those little packages of tissues, or you can just throw a roll of toilet paper in your luggage, and every morning before you go out, you'll take a big handful, put it in your deal or whatever. That's what he said. It's like, we even tell people at the hotel, hey, if you're worried about it, and you think, you know, you may not make it to lunch, just wrap a bunch around your hand, put it in your backpack or whatever you've got, you'll be fine. Somebody have it. Yeah, here.
I've been to places where they have facilities, but they don't want you to flush your toilet.
The way he talks, some of the places we're going to be at may not even have a flush. I feel like it may be more of like an outhouse bucket type system or something. I'm not even sure they have water that actually flush. But Bear may squat in the woods, but we don't. So I'm just telling you, you're not going to have to do that. So,
hey, about that flushing.
Yeah.
Pay attention, because here our flush goes like this. Theirs goes the other way.
Is that right?
Check that out. Check that out.
Okay.
Before you go, see what yours does at home.
Yeah.
It goes the other way then.
I'm going out there right now. All right, real quick, let's just review the packing list. Make sure everybody's got what they need, okay? Please, before you leave, whether you're leaving, Lori and I are going down tomorrow. Angie's riding with us. But before you leave the house, check each other. Look, hey, show me your passport. You've got to have that passport. And you'll need your driver's license with the passport as well. They'll ask, and hey, if you have one. If you don't have one, you're not going to be able to go. But either way, make sure you have your passport with you. Bible, pen and notebook. Any type of pen, any type of notebook. On the list it does say, he did ask me to reiterate this again. Ladies, please make sure t-shirts, no tank tops, nothing low cut. Preferably show no cleavage at all. Like, just make sure everything's well covered. Definitely no midriff shirts. Shane can't help it. He's going to have one anyway. Woo! That is awesome. Okay. Oh, come on! You don't know how bad you abused me. Okay. The other thing he said, please reiterate again, modest shorts. So if you are going to wear shorts, they need to be almost like mine. I mean, almost to the knee or short at it, close to it. No running shorts whatsoever. Leggings are permissible so long as the top covers the buttocks area. Sneakers, as you all know, I'm wearing, I wear these all the time, my Jesus sandals. I am going to travel in those. I'm going to travel there and travel back, but I will not wear them in country. He said he highly recommends no sandals, no open-toed shoes. Try to have some type of walking shoe, tennis shoe of some sort. very well could get wet, so make sure you're okay with that. Water bottles, they're going to have plenty of good drinkable water there for us. He said, don't sweat or worry about getting bad water, getting an upset stomach, Montezuma's revenge, or whatever that is you get on bad water. He said, don't worry about that. You're going to get good water, but they do ask that we all have our own water bottles, because the way I understand it is they're going to have filtered water, but it may be in like a big jug, and you can just go over and fill up out of it. They're going to keep a big ice jug like that in the bus all day. And so you just go over and fill up your jug. Lori and I both have these little, I don't know, probably 30-ounce Igloo or Yeti water bottles or whatever. They fit great into your backpack. You definitely want one of those. And we want to push a lot of water. We're going to be, the altitude up in the mountains is going to be a deal. So it will help you not get sick or dehydrated. So you want to be pushing a lot of water as much as you can. He says it's fine to take meal replacement bars or snacks, especially if it's needed for a personal diet. So if you have sugar issues and you may need to take something to keep your sugar up or down or whatever you got to do, all of that is perfectly okay. They won't be supplying that kind of stuff. So if you know you're going to need that, go ahead and take it with you. Again, personal toiletries, medications. Don't forget shampoo, soap, toothpaste. None of that is going to be provided for you in this hotel room. So you want to make sure that you have that stuff there. Bug spray with DEET. He highly recommended you get the spray with DEET. Hand sanitizer, sunscreen, chapstick is a must. He said the sun there is intense. I have been in some part of that country. I was down in Panama for a while, and it feels like you're out for 5 or 10 minutes and you just sunburn. So, rain jacket, have a light rain jacket because it may very well, I don't think they get a lot of rain there this time of year, but they could. If you'd rather just get a small umbrella, you can keep that on you too. I don't know if it's on here, I'm taking a little small backpack. And so when we leave the hotel in the morning, I want to have my water bottle, maybe some snacks, I want to have my rain jacket in there. If you have a family of 3 going, one backpack would probably be fine for all that. So just keep all that in mind. Something to kind of take with you so you don't start carrying around a load of stuff. Please take whatever medicine you think you might need. Pepto, Imodium, motion sickness medicine. If you struggle with altitude sickness, some of you may not even know if you do or not, but you might consider taking some Dramamine or something along with you to kind of help with that. We already talked about church clothes, jeans, collared shirts are fine, pants, dress, or these. Any questions on the packing list? Yes?
So is the church up in the mountains or not? I mean, I know he said it's basically going to be cool, 70 degrees, I didn't know if church would be cool.
The way I understand it is the church will be up in the mountains with us. Now, what he said is every morning is going to be cool. So you will want a sweatshirt or a light jacket. As the day progresses, you're going to be peeling off. So he said even up in the mountains, by noontime, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it'll be warm enough. You're probably going to want to be in a short sleeve shirt.
I did check the weather today, and it looked like the highs were going to be in the low 60s, and the lows in the low 40s.
There you go. And some rain. So there you go. So that was for today, or is that for next week? So there you go. It could be cool and rainy, so you may want to put more emphasis on that rain jacket. And so we may not be peeling off as many layers. Any other packing questions or concerns or anything that came up? We get back to the hotel each day. You are going to be able to. I'm going to take my laptop with me and get on my email and try to stay connected. I got this stuff going on with my dad that I got to kind of stay in the loop on. So my daughters or someone will be able to email me if something comes up there. Something comes up here. Tom and Jeff are able to email me as well. But if you want to check your emails, you can. You'll have internet access there at the hotel. Great time to check in with your family, let them know how things are going. But my understanding, once we leave there, you'll have nothing. I don't know that we'll have Verizon like internet or Verizon phone service.
I called Verizon and they said most people's plans have Travel Pass on them. And if you use Travel Pass, it's $12 a day. So if you use Travel Pass, you're in for 24 hours for $12.
Lori and I did a different deal. What did I tell you that was? unlimited, ultimate unlimited, or unlimited ultimate. If you want to get around that, you're on Verizon, they have another option, it's $15 a month. And it's unlimited calling, texting. So there's other ways around that, but I would definitely tell you, call whoever your plan is, let them know, hey, I'm going to be in Ecuador, what's the cheapest way for me to do this? Yeah.
We're cheap, so when we go, we don't pay for any of those packages, and we put on airplane mode the whole time. But when you're on the Wi-Fi at your hotel, you can use like Facebook Messenger to message people.
Yep.
And yes, while you're on the Messenger app does work. We did that when the kids were here and we were abroad. So and we didn't pay for any of that.
So there will be,
Wi-Fi, that's it. And so airplane mode.
and he did change, Hunt did tell me that the Wi-Fi at the hotel is okay. It's not super fast, but it works. And it will be a good way for you to stay in contact with your family members. Other questions on that?
What did you say our package was? April was wanting to know. I forgot.
It's called Unlimited Ultimate, or Ultimate Unlimited. We had an unlimited plan, and they said, well, if you go unlimited ultimate, it's actually cheaper than the travel pass. It's $15 a month, and you get.
They also told us that they would start it on Friday for us,
Yes.
and that when we got back, we could.
Yeah,
So we
cancel
would
it.
only be charged
Yep.
for the days that you used it.
Absolutely. Actually, I think you would pay for a month, and then you can cancel it and be done. So yeah, that's another thing. Unlimited ultimate, I think.
They actually suggested that.
Yep. We were gonna wait until, we did it going to Aruba, and then we said, well, we're going to Ecuador, so we'll just leave it on there, and then when we get back from Ecuador, we'll probably cancel. Okay.
Dave?
Yep.
This may be a silly question.
No silly questions.
Are the plugs the same
The what?
outlets?
Yes, 110 regular plug-ins, that's in our packet too. Electricity, Ecuador uses the same 110, 120 volts. So all your regular chargers will work. So that's all. Now, you won't have anything to charge once we get on the bus. I think maybe just an old school bus.
A whole day.
I know. That sounds like that's worth the trip right there. Any other questions on that stuff? We are going to have our fun day activities. Not sure exactly what all that's going to be yet, but that will be our last day. That'll be on Thursday of next week. That whole day we're going to possibly see a coffee farm tour, a rose farm chocolate making tour, zip lining in the cloud forest, cable car ride to the top of the mountain, Crater Lake tour, visit historic cathedral, or feed hummingbirds. So there you go. Any and all of the above. They're not sure exactly what all that will look like. Some of it will depend on the weather and who we have to take us and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, Steve, are we all staying together on that day? I mean, or,
It's my understanding we will be doing all that as a group.
okay.
Now, not everybody would have to zip line if they don't want
Yeah,
to.
not zip line.
But yeah.
That's fine.
Don't think that'd be a good idea.
Hey, back to our itinerary real quick, just so you know, coming back, the day we return, going to be another long weekend. So Friday morning, June 19th, we will load the bus at 3 a.m. in Salcedo. So we'll get on that bus, they'll drive us to the airport, again, about an hour, hour and a half away. Our flight is out at 6 a.m. and we will get into Miami at, I forget exactly, we'll go over all that in a minute, and then we'll fly out of Miami 8 hours later. We have an 8-hour layover going and an 8-hour layover coming back. So.
It's 10 on the way back.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what it is?
9:48,
Like, yeah.
9 hours and 48 minutes.
We'll be so fired up.
Good times. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna keep telling ourselves that. All right, hey, grab this real quick. This is your airline information. On page 2, it just says, well, let's go to the very last page first. This is a list of all of us going, and you'll see where I circled at the bottom. That's your airline reservation code. I sent that out in the group meet text this morning. If you go to AmericanAirlines.com, you don't have to have the app. Just go to AA.com, click Manage Flights, and put in your last name, your date of birth, and that code. And it will pull up your seat number. It'll give you all 4 of your flights to, going to, coming back, show you exactly what seat you're in. If you want to upgrade your seat, you can. You could pay a little extra to get some better seats, however you want to do that. But that's the code you will need. 24 hours before departure, which will be, what do we say, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, right?
Friday morning.
Friday morning, sorry, I'm dated. So 6 a.m.
Tomorrow.
tomorrow morning, that would be 24 hours ahead. You can check in. So that means typically I get a text or an email or something that says, hey, it's time to check in. And you click that, it'll take you right to aa.com. You'll hit check in, and it's a quick process. What I was going to say is when you go home tonight, preferably, and you put that code into the airline and it pulls your information up, it'll have a little red exclamation point that says, you have travel documents you need to verify. Click that. I did Lori and I's both in about 5 minutes. All they want to do is verify your passport information. So when you click that, it's going to ask, okay, Steve Hicks, I need your passport number. You type in your passport number. What's the expiration date of your passport? You type that in. Boom, you're done. I did it for Lori and I, like I said, it took about 5 minutes. They'd like you to have that done before you check in for your flight. If for some reason it's glitchy, when we went to Aruba, I can tell you that was real glitchy. I kept trying to put it in and kept saying something was wrong, it wasn't working, and then all of a sudden it said, it's complete. Okay, it was kind of weird, worried me a little bit. If you run into a glitch or a problem, don't sweat it. You can also do that when you get to the airport down Northwest Arkansas. You get down there, we're going to have to go through and show them our passports anyway because it's an international flight. You can just go up to the counter and they'll get you all taken care of and verify everything. It's just one less thing you have to do if you do it ahead of time. These are your departure times on page, well, I guess it's right here on the front. Here's the biggie, and you'll see this in that page, the second page, and this is what I really want to stress. Please, guys, please, don't run yourself short on time. I will be stressed if we're there and when they're starting to board and we have people not at the airport yet. Please don't do that to yourself. The packet says for domestic flights, be at the airport 90 minutes before your departure. For international flights, it says 4 hours before your departure. Now, if you go to the next page, for some reason it says 3 hours before your departure. I would think if you're 3 hours early before your departure, you're going to be okay. But let's do the math here real quick. If the departure's at 6 a.m. and they want you there 3 hours early, what time should we be at the airport?
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Please don't be at the airport any later than 3 a.m. Because you could run into a problem with your passport. You could run into something. I don't know how busy they're going to be. I don't think Northwest Arkansas, it's definitely not Atlanta or Dallas or one of these crazy airports, but give yourself plenty of time to do what needs to be done. We'll all meet at our gate. When you get your boarding pass, when you check in, you get your boarding pass. They'll send it. I just do it on my phone. You can print them out if you like, but if you want to, you can go right up to the gate when it's time to board. You just take your phone and hold it over a little deal and beep, you just walk right in. Or you can actually print your boarding pass, a piece of paper if you want to, and use it that way. When you check in, you'll get those boarding passes, and that'll tell you what gate to be at, all of that. So once you get through TSA, Lori and I are going to try to go, since we're going the night before, we're going to try to be there plenty early. So as you guys are coming through TSA, hopefully you'll see my smiling face, and we'll get to our gates together when everybody gets there.
I do want to say with something that happened to Steve in Aruba was,
You don't have to bring this up.
well, no, I'm just saying, check to make sure that your ticket name matches your passport name. Steve's did not. And they sent me on through and he had to go back and fix it, and it took, good thing we were there early because it took a while.
That was totally on me because when I got my little notice to verify my passport information, I went in and instead of typing in Stephen Hicks, I typed in Steve Hicks. And they let it fly. It got approved. But when I got to the gate, they looked at it and they said, well, we can't let you in. We let's see your driver's license. So I gave him driver's license. Stephen Hicks, passport says Stephen Hicks, ticket says Steve Hicks. He goes, the only person that can get on this plane is Stephen Hicks. I said, well, that's me. Not according to this, it's not. So I had to go all the way back to the end of the line again, go through everything, go back to the gate, come back. They had to type in a whole new ticket. It was a nightmare, but those are the reasons you go early, to make sure you work out all those little kinks or anything that comes up.
Then they had to go and find his luggage that we checked and change the name on that before he could leave and come back and go through everything.
My
So
luggage
it
had
took,
already been added to the pile, and they had to go dig it out of the pile.
it took about an hour and a half.
Re-tag it with Stephen Hicks instead of Steve. So. All right,
Now, are you guys saying the wind gate?
the link that I sent out in that app, that's where we're, right, agents, the Wingate
By Wyndham?
It's got a map.
by Wyndham in Bentonville, Arkansas.
We're saying that too.
I mean, all right, yeah.
We can see.
Oh, great, you're gonna be there.
Have you checked with them to make sure that they've got a shuttle at 2:30 in the morning or whatever time that we're gonna have to
They said
get there? They have free shuttles, we can leave our cars there, pay, they told me $5 a night, they told you $8
Well, was that at the hotel or at the airport?
at the hotel.
8 was the airport, cheapest airport. I didn't.
Oh, the hotel's $5. You can leave your car at the hotel for $5.
The only thing I thought about, if you leave your car at the airport, that means when you get back, you gotta get a shuttle over to the airport to get your car. And sometimes those can take a little
Only
bit.
a mile,
What?
only a mile. But
We did that in St. Louis one time, left our airport, left our car at the hotel, got the shuttle over. And when we came back, we stood outside waiting for that shuttle for probably 45 minutes. And it was only right down the street. So we're not, I think we're just gonna do the parking at the airport, so that way when we get back, we can jump right in and head on. Because that is gonna be a late one. What I was getting ready to say is, when that flight gets back in, 11:20, you get into Northwest Arkansas. And so you're looking at probably midnight by the time you get your bags, get to your car, and then 2-hour drive home. So you're looking at rolling back in probably 2 a.m. next Saturday. Yeah, Gail?
So I have my, information up here. When we check in, does that tell us then that we have a check bag?
Yeah, so great.
When we check in?
Yes.
Right now, because I can't remember from last year, it's just what I used for work, but this didn't have anything for baggage, so.
When I punched in my little code, my airline code, and it pulled up and I could look at my seats, there's also a button there for bags, and if you click that, it'll send, I think it showed one paid bag. Every single person, every ticket has already been paid for with the price that we paid for the trip. Everybody gets one checked bag, to be a big bag, up to 70 pounds, by the way. If it's over 70 pounds, they're going to charge you a little more. So I don't know how you necessarily measure that, but 70 pounds is pretty heavy.
Yours says that you have a bag already?
I think mine said, yeah, it should. Sorry, I thought maybe. So yeah, if hey Eric, what are you doing? That's the guy I used to work with. Hey, I'm just going to warn you, brother. You're welcome to be here, but we're getting ready to go on a Ecuador Missions trip. Leaving. Well, I'm leaving tomorrow, but we're leaving Friday, so we're going over all of our travel information. But you're welcome to sit and listen.
I just needed some Steve Love, that's all.
Hang around. Stick around, buddy. Okay, so again, everybody gets a checked bag. You also get a carry-on bag, which if you haven't traveled in a while, the size of that, they have a little, it can't be too big or they'll say, you gotta check that, then you're gonna have to pay for it.
I think it's 20, no bigger than 20.
20 inches? So I think it's 20, can be 20 inches high and probably 15 inches wide or so. There's dimensions on the website. That is your bag that you can take on the plane and put in the overhead compartment above you, but you also get a personal bag. That can be a backpack, a purse, as long as it fits under the seat in front of you, that's your personal bag. So when we travel, we check a bag, we both usually have our little carry-on bag that we stick up in the overhead, and we both take off our backpacks and slide them under the seat, so you can have, I do think in your travel bag, make sure, someone mentioned, You might have a change of clothing there in case they lose your checked bag. We get there and all of a sudden somebody's bag doesn't show up. Try to have a change of clothing, your water bottle, any medicine that you need to take, keep it in your carry-on bag or your personal bag so that you have access to that if they lose your other bag. Gary?
I'm never clear on where you should put your liquids.
Cord bag.
Should they go in the check bag or the other, because I think in the check bag.
What kind of liquids are we talking about?
In your carry-on.
So-
case, you definitely have liquids. You can't have over 3 ounces.
When you say liquids, are you talking like shampoos and things like that? Or?
Yeah, the bug sprays, and
Yeah.
maybe not the bug spray, I don't know, that's probably
Yeah,
still
it
got
has to be
to
checked.
the
Check.
size.
Anything over 3 ounces has to be checked.
Yeah. So if it's anything over a 3 ounce, and 3 ounces is pretty small, it's supposed to go in your checked bag.
Things explode, and I got to get where I just buy things.
Yeah, it has to fit in a quart-sized bag in order to carry it on, but even individual bottles have to be 3 ounces.
So all of our offspring needs to be put in the check bag.
My personal opinion is we're gonna put everything in our checked bag we can that we don't need right away. But if you need medicine, I'm gonna have my laptop in my personal bag under the seat. I would suggest, at least one change of underwear and socks and things like that, maybe in your carry-on bag or your personal bag, just in case you get there and they say, your checked bag's in Dallas, Texas, sorry. It could happen. Just keep that in mind while you're packing, make sure, hey, I've got enough to get me by a day or two when we get there until my other bag shows up. Clint talks like they really have not had a lot of baggage problems. So that wasn't an issue he really made a big deal out of. He didn't think that's going to be a problem. There will be, he said, we talked a little bit the other day again about money. Some people were asking about cash. Once you're there, honestly, you won't need to pay for anything. Everything on this trip is covered. The only thing you would need to pay for is if you want to buy a t-shirt or you want to buy some souvenirs. On our fun day, if there's things even our fun day activities are covered, the cost is covered. Tipping, they have covered all the tipping that needs to be done. Anybody that needs to get a tip, they've covered that. That's all part of that initial price. Now, he did say the exception to that is if you want laundry done at the hotel, it's not like our hotels where you just go down and find a laundry machine and throw your stuff in there and punch in a few quarters. You go to the front desk and you hand them your dirty laundry and they give it to somebody who will go wash it, dry it, fold it, and they'll bring it back to your room. You can tip them. And he said if you were to tip somebody, $3 to $5 is more than enough down there to tip somebody. You don't have to tip them a whole bunch of money. But there will be laundry available if you really feel the need to wash something and they'll get it back to you. Other questions over packing, travel? Has anyone used the code yet, went in and looked at their seats already? You just switched all yours? All right, I understand. So that's the thing. You can go in there and you can pay and upgrade a little bit, get to some, if you want an aisle seat or a seat further in front. I will tell you, the travel company that he used, I can tell you, all 4 of those flights, we got the back of the plane on all 4 flights. It was like the back 8 rows were all us. And so if you don't do well in the back of the plane or whatever, you may want to pay a little bit of money and you can move further up front, whatever you want to do. But that's the code. Yes?
Are we wearing our shirts any certain day?
I'm going to wear my shirt traveling here. I think it'd be nice in the airport there, probably back, but if you guys want to wear them a different day, and I'll wear them again too, so if you want to wear them again on another day, we can do that. What do you guys think? Do you want to travel in them, or do you want to wait and do them another day, or do you want to do both?
We could travel in them, and then that Tuesday night, Jesus, the outreach that we're doing, wear them again. If they don't get stinky, the 10 hours we're gonna
for 3
layover.
days.
Yeah. Let them air out for 3, yeah.
Airport's probably gonna be a little shit.
Airport can be cool, so if it,
I
we
need
need.
a little lunch, long sleeve shirt.
So whatever you guys want to do, I say wear them whenever you want to.
Let's wear our shirts traveling.
If you want to wear your shirt traveling, I'll be wearing mine. If you'd rather wear something else, that's okay. Whatever you want to do. Does everybody have their shirts now? I know we got two.
I've got Angie's in the back.
Oh, yeah, okay, we got yours. Other questions about travel stuff? Louis?
I have a tip,
Yes, tip away.
especially if you didn't travel a lot, for those who maybe haven't. It can be really chaotic going through, security. And you get to the end and there's all your stuff and you've got your belt off and your earrings in. And it's really easy to lose your ID, you know, because you had that out. And I think just to remember, make sure you put that back in a safe place and have, you know, have it out when you need it. But, last time we traveled, somebody left it there, they found it there, and they thought it was me, and I said, no, it wasn't me, and anyway, oh, you're Springfield, and he goes, I think, I didn't know who the guy was, and I didn't know who it was, anyway, we were there 30 minutes, and they never called the guy, said, we have your ID, we were ready to get on the plane, we stood next to him, and they want to recognize him, he goes, hey, do you have your ID? I don't know, he told me he didn't have it. He got to Colorado, and didn't have his ID. I think that's scary that they, you know, because it goes so fast,
Yeah.
and it's so easy to lose that.
I do think that going through TSA and customs is the most stressful 15 minutes of your entire flight. Now, I do think, at least for the other day when we went, they didn't make us take our shoes off anymore. That was kind of nice. Didn't make me take my laptop out of my bag. I got to keep it in there. But I feel like sometimes at different airports do different things, so be ready for whatever. But main thing, guys, please don't forget your passport. Make sure you got your driver's license with it. Be early. Be early.
They may go through your, check bags too. That happened to me going to Mexico one time, and I had a little bottle of vitamin E oil. They opened it up, they didn't put the lid on, and I had this all over the bag.
Yeah. You probably got checked though, because Phil's been part of the cartel. They flagged him. They knew that they needed to check yours. Who knows what they're bringing in?
You're not supposed to say that.
Guys, what else? Any other questions about the trip? I did ask him about the, for those of you that use the CPAP machine, they're going to have distilled water there. For those CPAP machines, you have to use distilled water in those, or no, personally. They're going to have that there for you. Clint is going. He's going to be with us. They're going to meet up with us in Miami. So we'll see them there. My crazy sister, who's probably watching from Gulf Shores, her and her husband's going to meet up with us in Miami as well. So there will be those two plus Clint. I think his wife's going too. I'm not sure. So there could be another 4 people added to our group that's not here tonight. Plus Dana and Ronnie are here. Dana's the one we need to tell not to be late.
She's saying, I think they're going up the night before, but.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. Just do it. What else? At Ecuador? So, hey, she brought up a good question. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Clint messaged me today and said, so originally Clint said, hey, husbands and wives, of course, will share rooms. If there are people who are going by themselves, like Kyler, for instance, Kyler may room with Gary, or, so if there's individual people, they may group them together. Well, then I went back and we had another conversation. He said, don't worry about that at all. Everybody will have their own room. Today he messaged me and said, hey, tell me again what we decided on those rooms. And I said, you said everybody, all the single folks going by themselves would have their own room. And he goes, oh yeah, that's right. Let me double check on that. I haven't heard from him since then. I'm assuming everybody will still have their own room in Ecuador. I think that's the way, because he said this hotel that we're using is one of the bigger ones that has more rooms. So some of the smaller hotels they have for a group this size, you don't have any choice but to kind of camp out with somebody else. But as of right now, as far as I know, everybody will have their own room. You guys, of course, will have yours. You guys will all be together. So families they have rooms that will have 2 king beds or queen beds. They'll have 1 king room. That'd be awesome if you get in there and there's one little single bed. Wouldn't that be awesome? You'd be sleeping on the floor all What else do we need to cover tonight? Anything we've missed? Yes?
Really quick, if anybody has any room in their check bag, carry-on bag, or whatever, I've got a few things we're taking to the kids that Janet Stevens donated, since she couldn't go on the missions trip. She donated, she made some for me for my movement class at the elementary school, and my kids love it. They're little elastic, they go on your arms, and then they've got these really pretty ribbons, and you do hand movements and stuff, and the kids just love them. So she's donated, how many did you donate, Janet? 100. So I have them in, she put them in 20 in each bag. They're small bags, but it might, like, that way it doesn't, the check bags don't overweigh, you know. So if we could like split them a little bit, if anybody has any room, they're on the back cabinet back there, you'll see they're not very big. So if anybody has room for maybe, if we could divide it up one, you know, everybody take one. They're back there.
So you're
before you
saying
leave.
as we leave?
Yep, I'll go back there and I'll give them to, yep, thank you.
What?
I know, I'm like, I can't.
What a dumb question. No, I didn't hear something. So the way I understand, I think what Amy just asked was, when we get there, are we all going to be breaking up into smaller groups? We will be traveling from the hotel up into the mountains on a bus together. When we get off that bus, it's my understanding there will be groups of 4 or 5, and we will all be assigned to a translator. And then that translator will be working with the pastors that are there. The pastors will basically be telling the translators, okay, take your group over here, you take your group over there, so we will be splitting off as groups while we're doing some outreach work, but the bulk of what we're doing, I think we're going to be together for most of that.
Can we tell you who we don't want to be with?
Well, I'm going to be by myself, I'm just telling you.
Really?
Hey, I also want to tell you guys, in that packet that Clint had given us a while back, it says where you'll be staying. It's called the Hotel Jarfi, and it's in Sucre, Garcia, Moreno, Salcedo, Ecuador. And there is a phone number, so you might give your emergency contact people, give them that information just in case something they really needed to reach you. There's an international number there. It's in this packet that we handed out that first week, the one that has Clint's picture on it. It's in that information, it has the hotel number, address, all that.
If you go to Google Earth, you can see it.
Really?
It's cool.
You can go to the website and look at pictures.
Really?
And they've got pictures of your hotel rooms.
What's this Google thing you're talking about? Okay, we'll have to check that out.
Angie's already showed me at school one day.
Yep.
Lori said you can take like the little bars in the box. Isn't that what you said, Lori?
Yep.
The photos.
You can take snacks, you can take things that you don't, and you know, if you're kind of a picky eater, you're worried about the food, Clint keeps saying, hey, the food is good. But we all know that's a relative term. What some people think is really good. I love Waffle House. I think that's one of the greatest restaurants in the world.
I don't.
Other people don't think it's as beautiful. So,
Nope.
you might take some snacks with you. We've loaded some in our check bag.
Yeah, we did put the snacks in the check
I
bag.
would put them in checks
Yep.
You can't take food through
through customs.
customs. Nothing, not even a bottle of water.
No.
I'm not sure through customs that you can. Once you get through customs, you can purchase
You
snacks
can
in the
buy
airport.
it, yeah.
I'm not sure if you can take.
You can't take fruit.
Oh, but you can take snacks.
I have a teacher.
Hey, try it. If they tell you no, all I can do is take it away. Yeah. Hold on. Give me that other box. Need some water. All right. Anything we haven't covered tonight, guys?
Also, of course, you can't take, water through your security, but you can, I think you can put ice in your water bottle. I think that's allowed. Just, so you can fill it up once you get through, but I think you can put ice in one too.
Okay. Angie?
I do have a quick question about when we're at the airport, because we're gonna be there for
Which airport?
any airport.
Okay.
We're gonna be there for a long time, so like, I know we talked about food on our, in country is covered, but food at airport, we're on our own.
That's true. Thank you for saying that. So I told you you're not going to need any money once you get in country, but airport food can be a little pricey, and if we're going to be there 8 or 10 hours, yeah, you're going to want to go eat at one of those places. So bring some cash for that. Be ready to purchase some food there. Also, the GroupMe app. By the way, does everyone feel like they're getting those messages now? You want me? I'm not sending them to you. So the other thing is, while we're there in country, if you're taking some pictures with your phone, please put them in that GroupMe app, and that gives everybody access to those photos. And then I'm hoping that on our return trip home, we can fish somebody in who's willing to maybe put together a short video during our 10-hour stay in Miami. We can throw a little video together that we can show when we get back here Sunday morning. We'll have time to do it, and that way it's not, hey, let me send you 44 pictures to your email. Everyone, they'll just be uploaded on that app, and everyone can just go in there and get them right off the app. The last message I sent in GroupMe, I believe, was the code for the airline. So if you didn't get that, then you may not be getting all the messages. You need to be getting the messages, so please let me know if you're not getting those. I had to remove Jason and add him back, and then he started getting them, I think. Or did you have to download the app? Did you download the app? Are you listening to the thing I'm saying up here at all?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard anything, Jason? Okay, I just want to make sure. So you may have to, if you're not getting the messages, you may have to download the app, which is free. It'll be easier to work with anyway if you download it. All right. I'll ask it again. Is there anything else we need to hit on? Everybody excited?
So excited.
Super pumped. I'm super pumped. And it's going to be a great week. I'm confident of that. Let's take some prayer requests just like we did last week, and we'll wrap up. What specifically do we want to pray for on the trip? Pray tonight for the upcoming trip.
Let's continue to pray whatever groups we're in, that God puts us in the exact house or whatever. I just know He's gonna use each group according to His will.
Amen. Pray that the Lord will
I'm
just
so excited about it.
work through each and every group, every bunch. And I don't know what those groups will look like. I'm thinking we're probably going to have some say in who goes in what groups. We'll divide up best we can, but Clint may have something to say about that too. I don't know.
Do you think what families of four might get split up? Or do you think we would be in the same group?
I think they're going to leave that up to you. If you guys want to stay together as a family of four, I don't think you'll have a problem with that at all. Your kids may say we want to get away from our parents. So if that happens,
Shaking her head.
as she's shaking her head, she could go with another group, or however we do that. We can definitely. I think that's part of our orientation meeting we're going to have. They're going to divide us up into groups, introduce us to our translators, all that. So we're going to pray that God works through every group, does some great stuff. Anything in particular anybody's worried about or wants prayer for? I'm going to add on here, I'm just praying that all goes well back on the home front while we're gone. I've just been concerned for my dad lately when we left on vacation. It was right after we'd gotten some news that things were bad with his heart, and I told Lori, I'm like, we're going to be, in another country, and something's going to happen, and we're going to have to fly home, we got to be prepared for whatever. Didn't happen, everything's good, so I'm just praying that nothing crazy happens, and anyone's got to get an emergency flight home or anything like that. Anything else?
No fear.
No fear, that's right. Fear not. Let's pray. Lord, this really is, as I said Sunday, this is a monumental time in the history of our church. And God, I thank you so much for making this possible. Lord, I thank you for the people in our church, most of which aren't even going, or many of which aren't even going on this trip, but many of them put a lot of money towards making this possible. And I thank you for that. Thank you that the people going have been able to go with minimal financial burden on them, and that God will give you all the glory for that, and thank you. Thank you, Lord, for all of the planning and everything that's been happening. It's all led up to this time, so Lord, I'm praying that you get us all to the airport safe and sound. We make our flights, get through TSA, we get through all that without any hitches or any problems. We're trusting you for that. We're trusting you, Lord, for safe travels there. And while we're there in country, Lord, as Laura prayed, God, just work powerfully through every group, no matter who we're with or who we're talking to. Again, as I said last Sunday, we know, Lord, you're already there. You're working. You go before us. Lord, you are doing a great work in preparing the hearts and minds of people there in Ecuador, up in those mountains where we're going to be, and we're just trusting, God, that the gospel is going to do everything you desire for it to do. Paul said he is not ashamed of the gospel because it's the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes it. And we believe that is true. And so we're just trusting you for transforming power as we deliver this gospel message to people who need to hear it. Pray that people are blessed by these water filter systems we're going to be giving them and helping them install. And Lord, we pray that we are a very physical blessing to people there. And we're trusting you for that. Pray that we're a blessing to those pastors and their wives and their families who are trying to plant churches up there in those mountains. Lord, I pray that we are helpful to them and that they just see everything we do as being helpful. And we're trusting you for that. And back here on the home front, we're praying that everything goes safe and sound. Lord, many people, most people here are leaving somebody back here in the States to make this trip. So I'm just praying for whoever that somebody is, that your hand would be upon them, that everything will be fine until we get back home to them. And we're believing, God, that we're going to come back with a great testimony to this church. And I am believing, Lord, that this is just a spark to a great beginning. Lord, my passion, my heart, is you've given me this desire, Lord, to see our church much more active in evangelism and missions. And I just love the fact that I get to start this off with such a wonderful group of people. Bless us, Lord, and may we be a blessing to you in all that we do. And again, we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, guys. It is upon us. Oh, now you have a question. Okay, Jason woke up. Go ahead, Jason. Jason's going to be like, where do we go?
What time zone are we in?
They are in the same time zone, believe it or not. It is 7:32 right there in Ecuador. He said until daylight savings time here, we're right on track, and then we're an hour off. Hey, real quick, what's the latest time you should be at the airport in Arkansas?
3 a.m.
3 a.m., baby. 3 a.m.
No way I'll be late.
Oh, don't worry, Shane. I will never perish.
Oh. Okay, now you can go back to your internet.
I've got it. You done that bad?
We might as well let him smile.
Are you sure you're okay? You got a lot of you're going to have to babysit. Y'all have a good time. Thank you. Good time.
Can't wait to hear it. Hey, Mom, I'm getting Tyler's burger. Okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
And so like, I waited and everything, I waited.
I love it. Yeah, mine sounds good.
Yeah, I know. Come up here. Pick you up. Jason, I don't have this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starting down the sticks out. Yeah.
Are you sure? I got to be.
Whichever.
Are you?
He's gonna swing by and pick me up. Yeah, because he's on the road, interstate. So.
Okay, so I'm in town now. I'll just.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Hurt.
This is Dick.
Okay.
We'll go start sleeping.
That managed trip?
No, just hit that little link and take it right to it.
No, I mean, I know, how did I get there though?
Yeah, go to managed trip.
Because I need to do it for him.
Yep.
Because I was already logged in, because I just got my ticket itinerary for my flight to LA for work.
Appreciate it. Be a lot better.
So,
I want to see y'all.
yeah.
Well, I'll swing by the road.
Eric, hey, what world's up with you, man?
Yeah.
Good to see you. I don't know. Next week we'll be in Ecuador, so we will be here. Matter of fact, in the following week, somebody's giving us all free tickets to go to the Space concert out there.
But then I have to click out.
We're gonna be back in here July 1st.
Yeah, just click
Click
that.
that.
And you, actually,
Yeah.
Sweet.
awesome. Tonight we go to make the Spain and you can.
Yeah.
You have Tyler show.
Perfect.
Yeah, good job. You know this guy?
I do. Absolutely. I'm sure you know.
They are actually going to do you the night we go to that concert. They're going to go ahead and meet here. And they'll have the whole.
Well, we're gonna have a good trip.
Yeah. That's true.
But I mean, it's like a little road.
Yeah, come see us for sure.
Oh, okay.
How's
okay.
that? Good.
Yeah.
Hop in anytime. Just,
Yeah.
tonight wasn't great, but
Check-in
don't hop in
time,
next
10
week.
hours
Be all by
and
yourself.
23 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you got a great group.
You can check in 10 hours and 23 minutes.
Woo-hoo! Check it in.